In a flourishing village by the banks of the sacred river Ganges, where whispers of gods and the aroma of jasmine intertwined, lived a young woman named Kavi. Her spirit was as vibrant as the marigolds that bloomed outside her cottage, and her soul harbored dreams larger than the monsoon clouds that grace the summer skies. Kavi's father, a skilled but modest craftsman, fashioned clay pots that bore patterns as intricate as the tales he told. These tales, rich with the adventures of gods and heroes, were Kavi's treasures, nurturing in her a deep reverence for the divine and the destiny that it spun for each being. One such evening, as the sun dipped behind the tamarind trees, painting the sky with strokes of orange and pink, an enigmatic sadhu, holy man, approached the village. His arrival was as silent as the stars that began to dot the sky, yet his presence was as palpable as the wind that precedes a storm. He was welcomed with the usual hospitality, a place by the fire, and a share in their modest meal. The sadhu spoke of a great trial coming to the land, a trial that would not only test the body but the strength of spirit. Kavi listened, her heart pounding with a mix of fear and excitement. As the night grew deeper, the sadhu turned to her, his eyes reflecting the fire's glow. "You, child, have a role in the unfolding of these events," he whispered, his voice a blend of thunder and comfort. "The dance of destiny calls for your steps." Kavi's sleep that night was threaded with visions of swirling lights and celestial music. She awoke with a sense of purpose that filled her chest like a deep breath of crisp morning air. Days turned to weeks, and the sadhu's words echoed in her mind as she went about her chores, her father's stories nurturing her courage. The monsoon had begun its performance, and with each raindrop that touched the earth, Kavi felt her resolve harden. Then, one fateful night, the skies roared louder than ever before, warning of the imminent trial. The river swelled like the chest of a giant, threatening to consume everything in its wrath. It was then the sadhu reappeared at Kavi's doorstep, serene as a lake on a windless day. "The river seeks a conduit for its fury and its benevolence. Gather the villagers by the ancient peepal tree at dawn," he instructed before vanishing as quickly as he had appeared. Her heart a symphony of beats, Kavi did as told. The villagers, trusting her innate wisdom, gathered as the first light painted the world in hues of hope. Kavi stood before them, a mere silhouette against the awakening day. "Join hands," she urged, her voice steady, pulling the community into a circle around the gigantic tree. As their hands clasped, Kavi began to chant prayers she hadn't known she remembered, the words coming to her as if whispered by the gods. Suddenly, the river began to calm, its waters caressing the banks like a mother soothes a child. The winds carried a melody, soft but clear, the dance of destiny unfolding. The villagers, led by Kavi, moved in a rhythm dictated by the earth beneath their feet and the sky above their heads. They danced until the stars appeared, witnesses to a miracle. The trial had passed, the village spared. The sadhu, who watched from afar, smiled, his task completed. Kavi, the heroine of her own story, understood then that destiny was not a path laid before her, but a dance she was meant to lead. Years flowed like the river's gentle currents, and Kavi's tale wove itself into the village's history, a testament to the power of faith and the dance of destiny that each one of us must find courage to lead.